Greetings, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to visit with you just a little bit about our work on this last week's discussion board assignment on leadership, culture, and change continued, to talk with you about next week's assignment, leadership, culture, and change continued, and then just briefly about a couple of other matters that I'd really like to bring to your attention that are going to need your work within the next few weeks anyway. First of all, with respect to this last week's discussion board assignment on leadership, culture, and change, everyone posted some reports with some very good content this last week. Now, I could see from the content of your reports, as well as your replies to one another, that you're thinking about some important leadership concepts and how the concepts are really related to each other from week to week, and really doing, I think, some very good thought processing of what leadership really is. There were some excellent comments in your reports on the political nature of leadership and how leadership continues to build upon the establishment of interpersonal relationships to spur continual learning. As Peter Senge says, organizations do not learn, people learn, and people have to learn continually if organizations are going to continue to respond and identify changes that they need to respond to. If you've not already done so, please make sure that you take a look at my questions that I've posed for you for your consideration anyway in each one of your discussion board threads. I try to provide you each week with a couple of questions anyway to help you think maybe just a little bit deeper about some of the things you've said or some important concepts in this class. These are certainly not philosophically probing questions, but they're questions that will, my best hope anyway, is would help you consider in a little more depth some of the things that we're studying and some of the things you may have said in your discussion board comments. Also, be sure that you take a look at my general feedback comments that can be found in the feedback link, which is in Module 2 of our Blackboard site, as well as any comments that I may have made to you individually in the Grade Center each week. Okay, enough said about this last week's assignment. Next week, we'll be completing our third of our three assignments on the study of leadership, culture, and change, which I've kind of tongue-in-cheek said, leadership, culture, and change continued. I think that gives you a little bit of a flavor for the importance of the linking between leadership, culture, and change, the idea that we've spent about 3 weeks on this particular topic. As we've suggested, the major work of a leader is to first of all identify the prevailing culture of an organization, and then also identify what needs to be changed as well as what should never be changed, and then work with people to build a shared vision about how to accomplish the change. Obviously, this involves clearly convincing others of the needs and benefits of a change, hence the political skills that are necessary, and I think also the interpersonal relationships that are necessary between leaders and others to be able to create the convincing atmosphere, if you will, and the way for people to work together towards a change. We'll be expanding our thoughts a little bit more this next week on the specific stages of changes and supports that leaders can provide. The third thing I'd like to talk to you about is that please note that I've now been given the enrollment key information which is necessary for you to enroll in TaskStream. I placed the directions for enrolling in TaskStream in Module 2 in the assignment link there. And please note that we'd really like to have you enrolled in TaskStream no later than Friday, March 25th. And given the impending spring break in a couple weeks, March 25th will be here before we know it, guaranteed. I've tried to do the best that I could to provide you with some step-by-step directions on how to enroll in TaskStream. Hopefully that will work for you. Please let me know, however, if you run into any difficulty, and I'll try to help you work through the process. But again, we need to have everyone enrolled in TaskStream. That's one of the requirements for general studies courses. Last thing I'd like to talk about is that I have a question for you, as a matter of fact. How are the research projects going? The reason I ask that question is that I really want you to be thinking about your projects and working your project hours. I really don't want to get into a situation, and I don't think you do either, where we get to the end of this semester and all of a sudden you have a number of hours that you need to put into your research projects. So please give those projects some thought and make sure that you stay on top of those projects. If you've been watching and kind of looking ahead in our discussion or in our Blackboard site, you'll note that we just have a couple more weeks of assignments that are what we consider what leadership is all about. In a very short period of time, we're going to start applying what leaders really do, and you're going to have a chance to conduct some interviews and to find out kind of, if you will, where the rubber meets the road just a little bit, and how people are applying the concepts and the ideas that we've been discussing about leadership. So we're moving ahead. As always, please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions at all about this course, or if there's anything I can do to be of assistance to you. Take care, everyone, and have a great week.